Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Rewind That. It's your girl, Miss K. If this is your first time coming across my channel, welcome. Please be sure to subscribe if you like the vibe and hit that notification bell so you know when I upload more videos like this one. Tonight we are going over the latest episode of Raising Kanan, Season 3, Episode number 4, and that's called In Sheep's Clothing. Now, I can't tell by the episode who is actually in sheep's clothing because to me, nobody is necessarily good. So, who is the wolf in sheep's clothing? That is a question to answer. Tonight, we are going to be going over our least favorite moments, scratching my head moments, along with talking about different moments in the episode. Okay, as a whole, we're doing it a little different tonight. Normally, I'm here by myself with the full recap. Tonight, I actually have one of my guests from the Sunday panel that we do since we're not going live tomorrow on Christmas Eve. Okay, guys, so here we go. First, let me say hello to Joshua, to Michelle Weiler, Tina Hope, Lee Stanley Powell, Rashonda Greer, AG, what's going on, and Demarcus Vaughn. All right, bringing in my guest, my bottom chick, Moochie Scoochie. Hey. What's up, JT? All right, so as I have been advised from my good friend Moochie that there has been some spoilers of the next episode leaked. So unfortunately, guys, I cannot participate in the chat with you. So as you come in, I am saying hello, but now I'm going to have to go away from the
Just
chat.
leave it on the private chat side.
Yeah.
Don't even.
I know.
Okay.
So I'm going into the private chat side, guys. I'm sorry. I'm not going to be able to interact with you guys because people are bored and they want to put spoilers out. I don't feel like there's anybody that follows me or Moochie that would do something like that. But sometimes we get new people that come in and they just want to spoil everything for everyone. Okay. So anyway, Moochie, first, can you just tell me what you liked about the episode? Not what you liked about the episode. How did you feel about the episode as a whole without going into any details?
I love how Marvin is this episode.
Same. Same. I really do. So with that being said, for me, guys, I wasn't really feeling the episode. I kind of got a spoiler before I even watched the episode. So it put a damper on just me being able to effectively rate it the first go around. Okay. So I had to watch it again. And it wasn't a bad episode. Actually, you can see that there's still a lot going on with the storyline that, I'm very, I don't want to say anxious, but I'm interested to see. I'm also a little anxious and worried about certain people, especially after what we saw, what happened with Dean. And we'll get into that. But the first thing we're going to do is we're going to talk about our favorite moments, scratching my head moments, and then our least favorite moments. So first, Mooch, what was your favorite moment in the episode?
My favorite moment in this episode was when my theory came out, because I did say that Rock was going to put the hammer in Kanan's bed.
Okay,
So
that was
I
your
was
favorite
like, okay,
moment.
I knew she was going to do it. I said, and it's going to be hers. And so that way you're not going to get in trouble. It's just like he just took his mother's registered firearm to school. It's not like it's some dirty stuff. So
right, but they didn't even touch on any of that, like that it was registered. They didn't touch on the fact that it was hers because she was on some. So whose is it, Kanan?
Well, she put it in the bed. I guess they figured we knew that from there. How you lie that you just like a straight liar.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I know what you're saying though, Mooch. I do. I'm just saying, like the teacher, the way they came. Of course, it was all about coming to the rescue. She knew that she wasn't hurting her son, but I don't really know how I feel about it. I'm not looking at her like, "Ooh, you dirty little," you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, she had a plan. She knew that he wasn't going to get in trouble. This was her way to get him back home. But I'm still looking at her like, you are something else. Like her and like I told you guys before, those are the actors on the show. And when I say actors, I'm not talking about Patina in Omar Epps. I'm talking about Detective Howard. The character knows how to act his behind off and keep, stay in character, what's going on, keeping to the story he told. And she knows how to stay in character too. Raquel Thomas. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
she is the leading lady, honey. She's up for that Oscar. All right, so my favorite moment was we're gonna I was gonna say, are we gonna touch more on that? um I was gonna, do we need to touch more on it? I don't know. Let me see if there's anything else that we need to say about that, because I know that's in one of my little side notes and all. Is there anything else I wanted to say? um we'll get to it. We'll get to it. This way we could just continue to move on. All right, so my favorite moment was all the moments with the family, like everything that had to do with um the brothers. And all right, let me find it. So it's looking like I had it, and then now it's like it's there, but the order jacked up for some reason. What a freaking thing. All right, so this was one of my favorite moments, like when you watch Lulu, this moment between Marvin and Lulu, right? I feel like, Marvin was, he was not, I feel like Marvin was getting on Lou about not keeping his word, especially to a kid. And I like the fact that Lulu just took accountability and he didn't make no excuses. You know what I mean? He's like, I'm not going to make no excuses about the situation. I'm not even going to tell you. I'm not getting into no details to tell you where I was or nothing. The point is that that's the last thing I want to do is let my niece down or anything like that. And then, Marvin kind of just looks at him. And I feel like Marvin, he's understanding because he knows what it feels like to be a screw up. And I love that he's sympathetic towards it instead of being a freaking hypocrite. You know what I'm saying? What do you have
Right.
to say about that, Mooch?
That's what I loved about Marvin this episode.
Mm-hmm.
He showed so much self control and poise through the whole episode.
Yeah.
And he, even though he knows that Lulu messed up, he was like, you can't make promises to people like
Mm-hmm.
that,
Mm-hmm.
because he
Yeah.
knows disappointing is, like what you said. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I thought it was great.
Yeah. And I love what's going on with them because it's like bringing them closer, because Marvin is even looking like someone that Lulu can count on. Especially, like he even opened up to him. He's like, all right, you know what, like you doing something. Like he had to give him his props. Like Marvin gave him his props. Like, I hate to admit it, but you really got something with this music thing. Because he was mad excited.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of beating him down about it, he was like, yo, she killed it. She murdered it. He started to get more excited. Like, we're not going to dwell on that. We got that out the way. I
Mm-hmm.
said what I needed to say. But now let's get to the good news. Okay.
And that's what I mean by poise. Like
Yeah.
how he was able to, like, all right, you did what you did, but you can't do that again. But
Mm-hmm.
guess what? Yeah, I loved it.
Yeah. And he was like, he said, what you trying to do tonight? What you got something to do tonight? He said, I know you ain't trying to turn me into no singer. So that's when we know that, later on he's gonna take him down to Shirley's, and we'll talk about that a little later. But my next favorite moment was this moment right here between Juke and Kanan. And I just feel like when we get these moments, I really didn't think we were going to get them anymore, because I feel like I've seen Kanan kind of turn into, something different. But I love that it just seems like it's two kids that are normal and they just love each other the way family should. You know what I mean? And so I'm just like,
Right.
it's what's up. And when you hear the words that they're saying, he said, I used to go crazy when you went to other people's house, your friends' houses. Like, I was so afraid that somebody would take you away from me. To hear Kanan say this and to know what he became, it baffles my mind. You know what I mean?
I
And I
know,
know that
right?
that's what everybody is so like, that's the point. They're probably like, Miss K, that's our point. We want to know what happened. But it's like, don't rush it. Like, let's peel back the layers. You know what I'm saying? Enjoy this, because
Exactly.
we know what it is. We know what it's gonna be. But why we gotta get there so soon? We know what it is. Enjoy the ride. Enjoy rock. Enjoy the grown-ups. That's what I'm doing. I'm enjoying the grown-ups, okay?
I
How
keep,
did
I
you
keep saying take the spoon out the pot and put the top back on.
yeah. How'd you feel about the scene right here with them?
I thought it was cool that he was able to take her out, but you know where the money came from. But
Mhm.
yeah, I thought it was nice because she thought she was just gonna have pizza for this. He was like, no,
Yeah.
we got to go somewhere nice for this. So
And
I liked it.
they over there toasting and everything. I know that's water. It better be. They ain't old enough to
Yeah,
drink.
you know how they give you water. They ain't got their meal, so
They toasted
no.
like but yeah, it was nice. It was really, really nice. Okay. So we're still in our favorite moments, least favorite moments. We're doing that segment like we normally do on Sunday. So we're not in order right now, guys, but after we're done with our little segment, we will be touching on certain scenes in order of how it went in the episode. All right, so next, what is your scratching my head moment?
Mm. How the heck he know where Dean lived? I'm just I'm
I
just
that was
baffled
mine.
with that.
Yeah, that was mine
I'm
too.
already mad at that. We ain't even get to we'll get to that later,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
that's
But
the
that's kind
scratch in
of
my head
tied in.
moment.
That's tied into your least. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Girl, I mean, I was gonna show the picture, but we'll wait till we get to the other moment. But that was one of my questions. Like, but I decided I'm not gonna keep asking the question. I'm not gonna keep asking because I'm tired. You know what I mean? At this point, it's just like I'm losing faith. I hate to say this. I'm losing faith in this show because
Mm.
because no longer are we watching the a ghetto, you know what I'm saying, a ghetto tale, or something that is about a hood story, a drug story, this and that. Now we watching tales from the hood, or tales from the freaking crypt, or Halloween ghetto of the ghetto. Like I don't like all that. And then on top of that, he deleted him with a knife. Let's not go into it yet. The butcher knife, and I mean, it was just so perfect, right? So perfect to keep that Halloween feeling going. I can't. All right, so my my scratching my head moment is this moment right here. Okay, so when we go in order, we will talk about how Ronnie went to talk to Dean and all the people that he was talking to. But for right now, this moment right here was a scratch in my head moment, even though I kind of feel like I already know what it is. But I want to I want to say what it is, and then I want to hear what you have to say, Mooch. So basically we have Ronnie, I'm sorry, not Ronnie, Unique. He's telling Rock that Dean called him and told him that Ronnie went to him looking for work. And Unique knows that Dean ain't got no love for him, so he expects that Ronnie had to be talking a lot of trash if it was enough for Dean to call him, right?
Right.
So Rock says, I thought you was putting Dean on. And Unique says, I am, but the stuff Ronnie is good for is very specific. And Rock was like, and the stuff Ronnie's bad for ain't specific at all. So that right there was like, what you mean by that, girl? But before we move on with that, there, do you see this? Because a lot of people were saying, what's Rock gonna do when she finds out that Ronnie is out? And I didn't really press that because I felt like she had to see the news. You know what I mean? I think we already covered this, so it's kind of something that we really didn't need to touch. I wasn't going crazy over it. It's clearly they doing a lot of pillow talking, and they already spoke about this, so it ain't no secrets between them as far as I'm concerned. That's what it's looking like to me.
That's what it is looking like.
Yeah. So here's what I think. When she said ain't no like the stuff that he's bad for ain't specific at all. To me, it was saying like Ronnie is just really not good for business and he's not good for anything. Like, what did you take from that? The
I
stuff,
was
the
taking
stuff
that
he's
I
bad for
was
ain't specific at all. Sorry, go ahead.
he's just bad for everything right now.
Mm-hmm.
But to me, Unique is still in denial.
Mm-hmm. Because look at his face when he was looking at her. Like there was no response at all. He just looked at her. So I like that you said he's in denial because he has to be. I mean, a part of him probably knows it, but he just don't want to. he don't want to agree to it, or what's the word I'm looking, he don't want to accept it, because for him to even
Exactly.
say that the stuff that he's good for is very specific, so he can't really find the niche for him. It goes to show that he really shouldn't just be out here like this. He's not even a people person. Whatchamacallit called him a maladjusted ninja or something like that. Freaking snap. Socially maladjusted. So clearly he's no good. He's not going to be good for this. And if the writers try to do it another way, it's gonna be foolery to me. I'm sorry. It's gonna be a crap show. So this was a scratch in my head moment, but it really wasn't. It was just more like, is Rock saying that this dude is just not good for anything at all? Like he's bad for business all around? So that was mine. So now let's go to the least favorite moment, which I think it's both of ours. Go ahead, Moochie. What is your least favorite moment?
When Dean got taken out.
Yeah.
The whole Dean situation. I'm sorry. I'm mad that it was that easy for Dean to be taken out.
Me too.
I'm mad at how he ended up in his house and this man had a whole security around at the bingo.
Exactly.
You mean to tell me this dude don't got no type of alarm system?
Mm-hmm.
Come on now. Even if you are retired, you still back then they had alarm systems.
And cameras on the outside of the house.
Exactly. I wouldn't even say the camera part. I'll just say you had some type of alarm system.
The reason why I would say cameras is because we saw cameras in Scarface. And then when we were introduced to Dean, they made it seem like he was a heavy hitter.
Exactly.
And so a dude like that should have cameras. He should be untouchable, like all of that. Like, not to say that, look, no one is really untouchable, but it should be hard to get to this man. It should be hard. Like Scarface even had people on the outside. Like Tony had people outside of his house. I mean,
that's what I'm saying. What the heck? He gave security the night off?
Yeah, it's just dumb. After
that happened, you mean to tell me you gave security the night off? After that whole confrontation that happened at bingo, you gave that night off? No, that don't make no sense to me.
Right. You gave him the night off. He said, go ahead. You know, somebody just crazy dude came in and tried to yoke me up because I told him no. He was acting like a little brat, but it's okay. You guys take the night off. I'm invincible. It's ridiculous.
And he looked the same way he looked in The Wire, man.
I know. Look at that.
I'm mad at this. He looked the same way. This is like the same way he looked in The Wire, which me and you covered.
Yo, this is crazy. You know
why?
Same
way. Look at his face.
Yeah. Yeah. This was a very it was kind of disturbing to see. I don't like shankings. I think they're just, I don't know, I just don't like them, but I feel like they missed the mark. It's one of those things where you have somebody like him who played D'Angelo on The Wire, and to see him in this light, I feel like they really missed the opportunity to keep him on as a player at least for 2 more seasons. You know what I'm saying? You know,
I agree.
I just think that was, they blew it with that one. So I'm done giving my energy. Well, I don't want to say I'm done because they might piss me off or do something else, but like my energy is getting low when it comes to this because I'm starting to watch bull crap, and you know how I get when I start not liking a show. I ease away from it. I ease the heck away from it once it starts, being stupid. Start not making sense. Start, we on some other stuff, and then did you see what he did with the battery and the thing that he was the tool that he was using to replace the batteries for the hearing aid? Because it was out of place, he put it back in line. He put the knife on the table, and then he put the little screw thing that Dean was using. He put it back in line.
All over the place.
Right, but he had gloves on. No, he had gloves on.
Oh.
Yeah. So
I know he left fingerprints on that car door. I'm still waiting for that to come back.
Me too. But with this one, like he has OCD. So something is gonna trip him up. That's why I don't have faith in his character lasting long, because that OCD gonna trip him up. Something gonna trip him up. The fact that
You know
he's
what's
too
gonna trip
eager.
him up? If his sequence of routine is thrown off. You know they get
Mm-hmm.
messed up with that.
Yeah, yeah.
That's when it'll cause them to spaz out. I
Uh-huh.
believe he might have some sort of autism too.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah.
That's how they playing him because he looks, he got that weird kind
Yeah,
of thing going
right.
on.
Definitely. So we got Grandma Oblivious, poor lady. She don't know what the heck going on. She over here smiling, watching her favorite show. And you got 50 narrating like, don't hear nothing, won't be nothing. And it's funny that this lady is deaf, you know what I'm saying? And she's her ignorance is bliss right now because she don't hear
Oh
nothing
heck
going on.
yeah!
You know what I mean? But like, so basically with 50's narration, grown Kanan, I guess, it's telling us that he got deleted not because of the incident that happened. It was because he told Ronnie.
Yep.
He calls Ronnie. And he probably
Well,
wouldn't have
no, he
came at
told
him.
he told he
I mean, not
told
Ronnie.
me.
Unique. Sorry, not Ronnie. Unique. He told Unique. Dean called Unique. Sorry, I be tripping the names up. Dean called Unique and told him that he met with him. And Ronnie was,
I didn't know he had gloves on.
yeah, when I watched it again, it was black and bulky.
Oh, I gotta look because I
Like
only
some,
saw it really looked at it one time and then we went live.
yeah. These thick black bulky gloves. I hope now you got me second guessing myself, but I could have sworn he had gloves on. I know I saw gloves. Anyway, why somebody in the chat saying he didn't have gloves?
I can't remember.
All right. So now we gonna move on. That's our least favorite moment. You know what I'm saying? Of course, the horse is a horse. But we're gonna just go through the episode a little bit and talk through all of the things that happened. So first, we find out that one of Kanan's boys got, jacked up. One of his couriers get arrested, and
Mm-hmm.
so he uses his uncle Lulu to get the friend out. And Lulu was like, I don't know what the heck you got going on, but like I know it ain't good. Now grown Kanan was narrating how, and I wanted to talk about this because I always love the narrations in the beginning and the end. And he was narrating how speed doesn't mean anything, especially if you don't know where you're going, right? And before he
Yeah.
said that, he said, you move too fast, you make mistakes, and you don't have time to fix them F ups because you're moving faster than you already should. And I kind of feel like this was a message about Kanan himself. This is one of his couriers, after all, getting jammed up. And it's like we always say that Kanan is he was too much of in a rush. His ideas are good ideas, but it's just that because he's not seasoned, they don't work out for him. And I just, to me, I'll connect it with 50 saying that, or grown Kanan saying that, because it was, to me, it was saying, it was basically confirming that Kanan is doing too much too soon. How you feel
I
about it?
agree.
Yeah.
I agree he is doing too much too soon. This guy too though, he wanna be getting the most delivery. So he trying to do things fast. And
Mm-hmm.
then you driving around with this scooter on,
Mm-hmm.
breaking rules already, bringing attention to yourself.
Yeah.
You want to look cool because you don't got a helmet on. That's why he probably was getting even pulled over.
Mm.
You couldn't ride like that back in the day with no, you had to have a helmet on back
Mm-hmm.
then. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So now we got Rock closing in on her salon. I said closing in. She closes on her salon as
Mm-hmm.
is, right? But she meets these cops on the beat, officers Buckley and Roland. So to
Mm-hmm.
me, Moochie, it seems like the way they were talking to her, it seems like they're the type of officers that like to get paid off. What kind of vibe are you picking up from them?
I pick up they was trying to extort her, pay for protection.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
She might use them later, but I doubt it. Not yet.
Yeah. She definitely took that card though. So yeah, and if and I'm kind of jumping, but if not officer, Detective Howard told her, don't call me no more, you gotta start figuring stuff out for yourself, then they might come in handy. So yeah, I agree. she's probably gonna use it. I agree.
I hope not though, because they seem like they not gonna play. They gonna play dirty.
Oh yeah, they definitely look like they gonna play dirty. They just don't look good at all. They was giving me
Right.
those vibes. So, all right. Well, now let's talk about old Snap. They missing is Crackle. We got Snap and Pop. Is it Snaps with the S?
Yeah, snaps with an S.
Snaps. But they missing Crackle. Snaps and Pop. Snap, Crackle. They go Crackle right there, Ronnie.
They was so pissed off at him. He is so rude
Yes.
to. He was so rude
To Pop, right?
to Pop.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I see how Snaps was trying to check him.
Oh, I loved it. So we're gonna talk about it. So he comes, right, Ronnie. He meets with Snaps and Pops, who are retired from the game, but they're clearly still heavy hitters, right? So Ronnie, he needs money. Now Snaps tells Ronnie that he knows Unique to be a reasonable and thoughtful man. So if Unique is saying he needs time to work out a plan, then give him time. But then he tries to bring up the fact that, she's messing, Unique is messing with the enemy and all of that. And and she said, who Unique find a screwing with or whatever. So he said Rock, and she was like, Rock is out the game. And that's when he say, how the F and I'm just like, he said, you out the game too, so how the F And the thing about him is like, you could really see how he talks to women and how he reacts to women. I've been watching him. I don't think he likes women at all, to be honest. And I'm not talking about on a a homosexual tip. I feel like
Nah,
he
he's
has
like a
something against.
chauvinist.
Yeah, exactly. He's a
I got what
chauvinist.
you're saying.
Yes. And so he looks down on them. He doesn't feel like they should be in positions of power or nothing like that. But he got to see real quick that these two are in agreement. Okay. Snaps and Pop, they're in agreement. So it's like they
Shoot,
they on accord with it. So you can't if you freaking mess around, and disrespect her, then you don't get no play over here. Okay. So he said, how the F And so what's his name? Snaps had to tell him, like, yo, the same way you're socially maladjusted behind his head asking for counsel, that's how it is with everybody else. They come here and they tell us everything. Like she said, they kiss the ring and they come and they tell us. So I enjoyed that part. But go ahead, Moochie. Say what you was gonna say.
I was gonna say this is what was hot about it, that they was happy that Rock. They sound like they was enjoying to know that Unique and Rock were together, and that probably even made him more angry.
But she was like, but she the one that gave him the go ahead. Like, listen, just go on and start your own thing. She said, how it's done. And he's like, I need money. And so, long story short, they're going to give him the money, but they're saying that, there's other people that got to give him the rest of the money. They only going to give him some of the money. Of course, he had to remind them that he made the money back in the day or whatever, So they saying that they need their regular return on investment on a monthly basis. Now, going back to what we said about something that's going to trip him up, him having his hands and like different players, I think he gonna screw up with somebody, and that's how and it might be them, because
Like
I
I
think
said,
something gonna happen where he not gonna be able to have his money.
He got OCD. One thing gets thrown off, he gonna be jacked up. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
But did you hear when Snaps was saying, if your brother's telling you to wait on something,
yeah, I said that
stuff in the works.
Yeah.
I just didn't understand if he didn't even like. He's just like, oh, you hear? He's just basically like he's thinking
with his
wrong head.
penis. Yeah. Yeah, that was one of the first things I mentioned.
No, I know that. I just,
Yeah, because I feel like it shows too that Unique is respected. Even though he may not be liked with certain people, he probably, rubs some people the wrong way, like Dean and Juliana, like who really cares? He's still respected in certain, the way he does business. And he ain't no fool. Like that's what Snaps is basically saying. Like I feel like he basically, the dude is thoughtful, reasonable, and pretty calculated as far as I'm concerned. I'm adding that in there, but to me, that's what all that means as well. So if he say he needs time to come up with a plan, why don't you just wait? And this ties back into the thing that 50 was saying in the beginning. When you try to move quick, mistakes happen, and then you don't got time to mess up to fix the mistakes because you shouldn't have been moving that fast anyway. And what's going on with? Well, nah, he ain't gonna be on parole because it was a whole he got acquitted. So that ain't they ain't even gonna be watching this dude, which is kind of stupid to me, but I get it. So yeah, I like this scene because I was very excited for somebody to tell this freaking guy what he needed to hear. But
Yep. Pump your
also,
brakes.
yeah, but also it didn't really matter because the thing that I didn't like about that scene was that she told him to move forward. You know what I mean? Like go ahead and move forward without the whole thing, like without your brother, because you know how it's done. I mean, is she setting him up in the long run? You know what I'm saying? For failure?
Maybe because look, he gonna owe them money. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it was
Yeah.
look, if she could sit back and make money and give him something on consignment, because you
Mm-hmm.
giving him the loan to get what he got to get, because y'all
Right.
don't have it either. So yeah, I'm gonna make some money too, and I'm gonna just sit back. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You know what? I like the fact that she calls him Urkel though, because on my one of the shorts that I did, I called him Ronnie Urkel Myers. And I was like, yes, I'm glad. Yeah. But anyway, so we also see that so far Unique's endeavor with Quan is not successful, right? And he tells Quan that he needs more time to get the word out. You know, I like the fact that he said, you know, like I'm the chef, you know what I'm saying? So stay up out of mine or whatever. But how do you feel? Like, do you think there's something I don't know. Something as far as like, do you think things are gonna pick up, or it just don't seem like stuff is gonna pick up right now because of
I
the
think
fact
he's
that
gonna need advice from his ex girlfriend, his ex you
who
know.
rock,
Yeah, she's gonna probably give him some advice.
yeah, old Rockefeller.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because right now it's not looking good at all. You know, and you don't want to see him already starting to get off on the wrong foot with folks when he kind of was starting on the right foot. Now it's not proven, like you ain't putting your money where your mouth is.
Well,
So
at
it's
least
not his
he's being
fault though.
honest. Keep in mind he's by himself.
Yeah.
He got to build his crew back up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
Um,
I hope that's what they keep in mind, old Quan. You know what I'm saying? Them
exactly.
keep that in mind, you know. But also, how do you feel about next Marvin's accountability pact with Gerald's?
Mm. I don't like them two having meetings together.
Mm.
I don't like that.
Yeah. Why not?
I don't know. I just got a bad feeling about it, but I don't even know if we're gonna even see it that far.
All right. Love you too. Oh, okay. So first of all, I don't know what that means, but the fact that you know you've been dealt with some spoilers, those kind of comments
No, I
scare me.
didn't. I didn't. I'm not. I'm
Those
no.
kind of
I'm just
comments do
I'm
scare me.
speculating. I'm
Okay.
speculating. Not. It's not. I'm
Okay.
speculating. Not.
No, but you're right. You're
Listen.
right. Because we don't even know if it's gonna go that far as like maybe it's just Marvin.
I just think
It's
they're gonna
just
end up talking again, though.
yeah, it's probably just kind of a part of Marvin's character arc. You know what I mean? With just showing the type of person that he's becoming. And I guess you gotta add all those kind of layers and stuff like that, maybe. So it might not be anything. But here's my thing. I don't want him to fall off the wagon again. I'm a little afraid that Marvin, like I said earlier, that instead of being a hypocrite, he has a soft spot for people like Tyrion said, crippled bastards and broken things. So he has a soft spot for those kind of, you know, fellow F ups, if you will.
Yeah,
And I just don't want it to be, I don't want to say the death of him, but I don't want it to be something that'll get him jammed up as well, because he's always trying to be a superhero succumbing to their aid and saving the day. That's the thing I don't want to happen.
that's
So
what I'm worried about too.
yeah, I'm a little worried about
Like
that.
him being in the wrong place because he was trying to help somebody.
Yeah, yeah, I don't like that at all. Because to be honest, the way things are going with Marvin, if he gets done up, it probably wouldn't even be street related as far as like the game, but just trying to protect somebody that's, you know what I'm saying? And I don't like that. I just hate talking about his demise. And we never know. Marvin might die of a sickness or something. Shoot, we don't know.
This is true.
He might live for a little while. Never know. Okay. Now, also, we have the feds. They questioned Detective Howard about Crown. Okay. And one of them says that all the stuff being said about a guy that was fished out of the Hudson just seems to be too easy, you know. So I get what he's saying too, because it's kind of like it seems like the Fed, the agent, is smart enough to understand that it looks like folks is just trying to pin something on a dead guy. You know what I mean? But Howard, he's like, you know, sometimes things seem real easy because they just are, you know? Um, but the fact that he was talking, that conversation that he was having with them about the music business and how drug dealers, they be getting into the music business all the time. I'm wondering, and maybe I'm looking too much into it, but I wonder if that's going to have some type of connection with Lulu later on and it's going to wind up getting him jammed up.
I hope not. That's what
Me
I was
too.
thinking too when he said that.
Yeah, I hope not, because the fact that, you
Because
know, Lulu knew Crown and you know what I mean? I just don't want it to go that far. And we see the plans that Lulu has. He's definitely going the route of creating a label and stuff like that. I feel like he's going that route sooner or later.
yeah,
So, did you want to say anything else about it or?
I was gonna say this if in regards to that. I feel like both of them could get messed up with this because now they're doing that bar. If they open that bar,
Mm-hmm.
that could bring tension to Manhattan because now they're in Manhattan. Nobody knows what they're doing there. I just don't want what's going on in Queens to
Right.
follow them there.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Because then, if once it gets there, it's really gonna be beyond Detective Howard's control.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's a fact. Oh boy. Still right about that. All right, let's move on. So now we have, hold on, let's get this one here. We have Juke. All right. And we find out that she has made the group. Okay. And I'm like, okay, this is great. This is not really a surprise, even though, you know, they cut her off real quick, but it's just not a surprise. So um, I definitely liked Marvin in this situation as well because he's like, you know, I'm gonna let it be known, like, ain't nobody changing my daughter. She ain't changing for nobody. She gonna be who she gonna be. Like,
I
I
like
love it.
that.
Like,
I like that he did that.
yeah. And then he also was like listening to everything she was saying. Oh, we don't plan on changing Juke. Juke is gonna be the tomboy of the group. We got this one and that one, blah blah blah, right? And then he said, "Oh, you see, I got it down to a science." But then he turns and he said, "What do you think?" You know, like he's asking Juke, "What does she think about it?" And so she's like, "Yeah, I think yeah." So I'm happy for her. She's excited, but we don't know how this is gonna end. But I will say this, Mooch, I do not have a good vibe about the manager chick or whoever she is. You
Oh,
know,
I
she over
already
here.
see it coming.
Yeah, she over there telling them, you know, you're nothing, I'm everything, and you're nothing until you know nothing until I say you are, and all that. I'm like, ew, mm-mm. I'm everything, you're nothing. Go ahead and talk. Go ahead and talk your thoughts.
It reminded me of Pebbles in TLC.
Yeah, that's what they trying to do.
So she's gonna be a real. She's just gonna be robbing them, and Juke ain't gonna go for it.
Mm-hmm. You right.
I don't think
Not at
she gonna
all.
go for it. She not gonna go for you. Her being talked too crazy,
No.
and I don't know. You think she might put paws on her?
She might. I see some type of pause being put. Like I just visualized it in my head. Like Juke might actually put hands on her, have her hemmed up and everything,
You know,
bring out the crazy eyes like you be talking about.
you know.
That I wouldn't mind that because she seemed evil. How
She
you
just
gonna?
seemed like You know, you was all right until, but I think it was to put that other girl in her place.
Yeah. Oh, she needed that.
Because she needed it.
Yeah.
She needed it. She had to let her know, look, I run the show.
That's right. I run it, not you.
You
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 could run.
you don't even know if you the lead yet.
Mm-hmm.
I
Run
wish
your
she would have
behind right
said
after.
that, but yeah. I believe that message was mostly for
Yeah. For her.
yeah.
For that
Yeah.
chick. Yeah, they trying to do a little fake little TLC thing going on, but I'm here for it.
I
All
think her
right.
name is Crystal, yeah.
Yep.
That's what
The first girl.
DeMarcus said.
The first girl is named Crystal. We know DeMarcus.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, show off. All right. Now, and so let's move on to Paul telling Kanan that he's losing drivers. I was getting a vibe from this as well. Kanan broke him off with some money and he still wasn't happy. He's like, this is not gonna really cut it for me because when you're gone, I'm gonna still need my business to run legitimately. And I get that. So because he's a guy who's obviously he's a straight shooter, but he's taking a chance on what Kanan is doing, I just kind of feel like if stuff pop off, he will run his mouth. How did you feel about that? What did you think?
I believe he will. This is not a good idea.
Mm-mm.
You don't know if some of them bike messages that wasn't down with it is saying anything. Keep in mind the feds is sniffing around.
All around. All
And it's
around.
like, yo, he was told not to do anything.
Mm-hmm. Even by famous. Like this is not a good idea right now.
Exactly. He got it from 3 different people. His mom, Detective Howard,
Mm-hmm.
and famous, even though famous is scared of his own shadow.
Right. Sure is. So speaking of the feds, I mean, they're really watching the block where Kanan lives. But the thing is, every time Rock shows up, that's when they always snippety, snippety, snippety. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, yo, what? I'm trying to figure out, like, do they not see what Kanan is doing? Because when you were saying earlier about like that dude, he's kind of like he wants all the work and everything. The one that got jammed up, the one with the crazy last name. Um, he's you said that he wants all the work and he's bringing attention to himself and things of that nature. But then I was thinking, well, we also got the feds that's on the block all the time watching. Do you think they could have possibly given the police a lead? But then after watching Gotti, I just feel like they don't be working with them like that. But they are staked out. I mean, they are set up in the precinct, so you would think they would be working together.
Well, that's the feds anyway. That's the people that's following them.
I know.
But
I'm
they're
talking about.
seeing the whole operation go down, so
Mhm.
they just collecting their
Yeah, they just
evidence
collected
right now.
everything. I'm just
They
saying,
collected everything. They
I'm
building
saying
their case.
I'm saying, do you think it's connected any way with the fact that the other dude in the very beginning got jammed up by the cops? Because they're on the block all the time. I mean, they could possibly be sitting there waiting for Rock to show up every time. That's what they do all day, every day. Just sit there waiting for her to
And you
show up.
know what the
But
messed up part is?
they gotta be seeing what's going on with Kanan on the block.
Yeah, but you know what the messed up part is? Lulu went to get that kid out.
Oh gosh.
So now it looks like a criminal enterprise. You got the mother coming back and forth.
Yeah.
Now it looks like a criminal enterprise. She looks like the queen pin.
Part of the RICO.
Yes.
That's one of the elements. Check. Check. They gathering their evidence for the RICO case. Oh God.
We just went through this with Gotti, so
Yes. So we kind of know what we was talking about, y'all. So she is here. She's going up into Kanan, well, famous apartment, okay, who Kanan thinks is his, because she went to go see Kanan and she kind of was watching him from a distance and saw him doing some stuff that she's like, who's these people? She don't recognize them, like got some new friends or whatever. And he's like, just talking to her like, what do you want? And she's like, I don't hear from you anymore. I just hear about you, and I just want to know what's going on. And he's like, everything's good. You see me or whatever. So he goes inside, and you saw when she saw the metal detector that they had to go in. That's when they went ding, ding, ding. Everything went off in her head. That's when our whole plan was ready to kick off. And so that's when she goes and she visits. She goes and visits famous who was writing. He was writing. Finally the boy was writing, because I'm telling you, I felt like the kid done lost his dreams. Like he said, forget about my dreams, I don't care. Finally he's writing. Okay, maybe now he's making a little money
now, so I don't know if we're gonna see any more of that.
huh
Hopefully, I said I hope we see more of that now that Lou's got this spot. So
oh yeah, no, for real. So now she goes over, and this was hilarious to me when she puts the gun in the in his bag. He says, oh, Miss Rock. I didn't know what to. I laughed because I wasn't sure. I'm like, is he serious right now, or is he like acting like, oh, I'm appalled, I'm shocked. That's how he said it. Miss Rock. I think
he
that's
know
the only.
He can't say nothing because he wasn't supposed to let her in. He told him not to let her in. He know that's why he's like that.
It's like, she said, you ain't see nothing, you don't say nothing, okay? She's like, stay out of family, don't get in the middle of family business, papito. She's like, you don't want to get. That's what she said. You don't want to get in the middle of family business. Like she kind of warned him at the same time, and then gave him some money. So he make it actually. One thing he could say for sure: if I let Miss Rock in my crib, I'm getting paid.
Give me a nice he needed some money. He got to pay that rent.
Mm-hmm. Give me a nice little knot for a minute, and we good here. Miss Rock. All right, so let's move on. So now we get to this scene right here where Ronnie goes to visit Dean, and he's saying he wants work. Because Dean was like, what are you doing? Like, basically rolling up on me. And he said, I need work, Dean. And I'm like, and first of all, it's just like the audacity of him, like you're coming here looking like a freaking, I don't want to say he looks like a bum. He just looks like a regular dude. But you over here saying you need work and all of that, and because somebody tells you no, that's how you respond, by yoking them up. And that's the thing that pisses me off, because it's like, how in the world? I mean, look, he put his hands on him, and yes, the bodyguard came right away, put put it right up to him, like, boy, don't even play with it, right? But it's just like, I don't know. We said what we said, but it's just, at some point, it's just like, how did this even happen? But I don't know. Did you want to add anything to this whole? I mean,
was pissed off with bratty. This is what I'm saying. If you was able to be this intimidating, and you got people, you got your security here, why was your security at the crib after this incident happened?
Right, you got your security at the bingo, but you don't got your security at the house. Exactly. And I don't care if that's his grandmother's house, and maybe that's not his house, and he was just there taking care. But we don't know, but it don't matter. It don't matter, because clearly your grandmother is somebody that you stay around. Like, you're around her a lot. Every time we see Dean, we see him and his grandmother. So clearly that's the story they're trying to tell us. And there should be bodyguards. If anything, too, when he's not around, there should be bodyguards with his grandmother. She's deaf. She should have people there. She should even have a aide, unless he lives with her and he takes care of her. You know what I'm saying? But either way, it just goes to prove our point that somebody should have been around, and this is just some real tomfoolery. So I'm just done. All right. So now we also have I talked about the whole thing with Unique and everything going to see Ronnie and to go see Rock, and he was pretty pissed about that. And then we have Ronnie, who tries to also talk to Joaquin and Juliana. And just like I said earlier, him going to see all these people is just kind of like you can see his hand is in too many pots, and I just kind of see it backfiring on him, which I most certainly hope he does. Okay, now he's telling them that he's Unique's brother. They didn't want to give him the time of the day. I'm Unique's brother. And they're like, oh, we don't like Unique around here. Your brother's not very popular around here. That's what your Joaquin says. And Juliana, she dismisses him. Okay, so of course they don't want to mess with him because of Unique. But as soon as Ronnie says, if Unique's a problem, we're gonna figure it out, right? Juliana's all interested now, because she's like,
Yep.
she's got this hard on for Unique and this vendetta against him. And so we know we haven't seen the last of that. How you feel about that, Mooch?
I think they're gonna be working together.
Yeah.
The enemy of the enemy is my friend. That's what I figure on that.
Yeah. Do you feel like what's his name was gonna be working with them too, Joaquin, or just Juliana? Juliana and yeah.
Joaquin, he really don't want to have nothing to do with that.
Yeah, I don't think
He
so
thought
either.
Rock was good with business.
Yes, indeed. Okay, so of course we know that since Rock knows that Kanan will be coming back home, she breaks things off with Unique. So they get it on one last time for the road. Okay, I do want to say this real quick. Even though I know last week I was saying that I didn't want them to be together because it just looked weird to me. I wasn't, but I'm okay. I'm here for it. Like the chemistry that them two have is pretty cool on screen. But I am mindful that has a woman that he's cheating on, and I'm not here for that. Aside from that part, it kind of makes you forget about everything that's going on, that he has a woman at home, because they're so like they so intense
The
on the
chemistry,
screen.
right?
Yeah, you just be forgetting about it. Like, ooh, this I'm into it. Go ahead. What y'all talking about? so so she claims that she's really serious about not having any mess around her, leaving the game and all that stuff. He said, he said it's not gonna be, they always gonna be good. She tells him, and he said, yeah, and I remember that when we beefing over corners. And she said, those days are behind me now. And he said, I wonder if you just telling me that to tell, you just saying that to tell me that, or is it for you or whatever? And she's like, I don't even know my dad going solve. I like the honesty. Like, I used to be like, I don't know, I'm kind of scared. But I like the honesty between them. Like, the more scenes you see between them, it's just realness. You don't feel like anybody's snaking the other one, or like, because like I said, the more conversations they have, the more is being revealed that they're not holding back from each other what's going on. They're really pillow talking, for real. So, but how do you feel about this breakup? Like, what you thinking?
I think she knows Kane is coming back into the house.
Of course, yeah.
Got the ball in motion for that. So that's why she's like, if Kane ain't come here, I can't have all of this going on.
Yeah.
Because that's just going to get him even, she's trying to reel him back in. So she got to put this, she said she just want to cool it for a little bit. She ain't say it was over.
We just kicking it. But
he didn't say it was over. She just wanted to, cool it down for a little bit, pump the brakes.
He said it's over. One last time. Did you see how listen, do you see how she looks at him though? Even when he was putting the stuff up in the cabinet, she was just looking at him and everything. And then she was just like, I gotta tell him, she, she likes him for real, I think.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah.
She does.
So, I don't know.
She does like him.
We know that it's not gonna last forever, guys. I feel like if they are gonna end them, let them end like that. That's totally fine. Maybe every now and then they'll get their groove on or whatever. But we saw Pernessa kind of like pressing him, like, who you messing with, Neek?
Mm-hmm.
Let
He
her
might
wash
come
your
over
clothes and
there
polish
late
your chains. Huh?
in the midnight hour.
Yeah, but the problem is, you see what happened, right? She's complaining to him about who are you messing with, da da da. And what did he do? He said, "I don't need this," and he leaves. Of course, where you think he went?
Of course, he went right to her.
Right to Rock. And so, of course, when a dude is out there cheating on his woman or whatever, all she gotta do is say something wrong, and that's exactly, he run out the house. That's exactly who he go to. So, all right, let's see where else we're at. How far? Are we 55 minutes beginning? So, as we know, Kanan is caught with the blicky at school. Now, of course, Detective Howard ensured that Kanan wouldn't get in trouble, but ACS is going to get involved. So now Kanan has to go home. I mean, I feel like this was really well played. Like I said, I wasn't really sure how to feel about it as far as, her getting her acting chops on, like, you got to be kidding me, Kanan. And I'm like, good lady.
She had to play it. She had to sell it.
I know. She wasn't breaking character for
He's
nothing.
not gonna lie and say he wasn't living with her.
Yeah, and she said, when they left, he was like, "Ma, it's not mine. It's really not mine." And she was like, "Why should I believe you? Why should I believe you? I don't know nothing about you anymore. This and that. I don't even hear from you." Da 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 da. I'm like, oh my gosh, she is just selling it.
All the way.
All the way. So, but the fact that ACS has to be involved, I'm just like, I don't know. Do you think that's gonna create any conflict, or
that
you
was
just think
all
that's just
Detective
gonna be?
Howard.
No, I feel like it is definitely Detective Howard, but do you? So you don't think the ACS is really gonna be involved? Okay, that's good. Because I'm about to say, to me, with all of these things going on, you'd be like,
Detective Howard caught the call.
Yeah, right. And I mean, I thought that he would have really had ACS involved, involved in order to kind of like breeze things over, because the law is supposed to really be involved as far as him getting in trouble and whatever. So, but okay. So now we also have Unique, who confronts Ronnie, and oh man, like they just was having like a brother death stare at some point. Like he confronts Ronnie about going to see Dean, but Ronnie denies it. And he was like, you know what? Unique says, you ain't Ish, and then he gives him that death stare. They both kind of staring at each other, you know what I mean? But I remember when Brillo, shout out to Brills, when he was asking if we thought that Unique was afraid of Ronnie, and I was feeling like I didn't get that vibe. It was one of those heck no or big facts moment, and I was just saying, I think I said baby facts or something like that. Like it wasn't really, I just didn't feel like he was really afraid of him, but to pick one, I didn't want to say heck no all the way, but I also didn't want to say yes. But I never felt, that's not something, I just had to answer the question because of, to answer, but I never really felt that he was afraid of him, because of the fact that when he first found out that he was home, you didn't get this sense of, oh shoot, my brother's home. You know what I mean? Like you didn't get that from Unique.
Well, he did say Ronnie's home, but he was kind of like caught off. But
No, it wasn't like that.
he's
It
not
wasn't like
excited to see
it
him.
wasn't a fearful thing. It was like Ronnie's home like that. And remember, he was
Yeah.
expecting him to come home. He was supposed to come home like a week or so, but he came home like a week earlier. So it didn't feel like it was a scared moment. So when I saw this, like he willing to tell his brother in his face, like, don't F with me, or don't, like you ain't Ish and all that. To me, that doesn't mean that he's scared of him. Maybe he doesn't feel like he needs a reason to be scared of his brother.
But he noticed how he's changing because he noticed what happened at the club.
Mm-hmm. But do you think he knows about the incident? About
No, I'm not
the
talking about the
aftermath?
bouncer incident. I'm talking about the whole
The way he
thing
was
with him not
acting.
wanting to be touched, and
Yeah.
he knows that he's even more off, even more than usual. But he feels like he just needs a little bit of time to adjust from from being out.
Yeah. I guess so. I'm gonna let you be the advocate for Unique, who is trying to give his brother some time. I think you're
Yeah.
right. You're right, but
Look,
you're
I'm just trying to.
trying to get in his mind like a brother would think, like a brother would think, right? Or a
Yeah.
sibling who would think like, I'm not trying to give up on my sibling, people calling him crazy, but he just needs some time. But I mean, the
He
fact
just
that
needs some time.
yeah, but the fact that he told Rock that he got to find the thing that's specific, that's, to me, that's not good. Like, that just, I don't know. Anyway, but next we have Marvin, who wants to make Aunt Shirley's, I said Aunt Shirley. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. I don't know why I said Aunt Shirley. He wanted to make Shirley's bar like a dirt, basically make dirty. You want to move his stuff through there. And his brother is Lulu is like, no, please, that's her. And he was like, I'm not talking about her, meaning Rock. I'm not talking about her. I'm talking about me. I'm trying to make money. You know what I'm saying, through here. And he's like, no, that, like, please, I'm like, that's dirty money. We trying to make everything clean. You gonna make your money at the door and over here and this and that. Please, I'm asking you not to dirty me up. And I I liked that whole thing as well. Like you were saying, you liked Marvin in this episode. You definitely saw the difference between him and Rock, between the "I own you" ninja and what he said to his brother. Like, all right, tag, and then these little white people, they don't seem like they got any real money anyway. So I was like, all right, I'm feeling what
Yeah,
Marvin is
honest.
saying. Yeah, I'm feeling that Marvin. I feel like the way Marvin is acting, it shows that Lulu, it's showing Lulu that he can trust him. That's what I think. What did you think about that? I know that's not the same scene that I'm talking about, but we could talk
No,
about all of
I
this.
love that it was that. I love that they were getting along better because before
Hmm.
it was Rock was the middle person that would always split them up. Whoever was in agreement with Rock more,
Yeah.
feels like it would cause them two to feud.
Hmm.
Remember, it was the opposite way around in the beginning of the series,
Yeah.
agreeing with everything and doing everything that Rock would tell him to do.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. And then when things switched around. But see, the funny thing about it, and I'm glad that you brought that up, is that when it came to her being more like, kind of like, had Lulu on the outs, and it was like, she had to depends more on Marvin, you did see the shift, but you didn't see it as big as when it was when she had her, like, her claws in Lulu. She was really influential over Lulu, but I don't feel like she was as influential over Marvin. You know what I mean? Like, Marvin is still like the lone wolf at heart, and like, he been doing this. He been outcast for so long, and he's still the oldest at the end of the day. So it's there. I mean, yes, I think he has respect for Rock as the head of the organization, but at the end of the day, when it comes to the hierarchy of the family, he still has that big brother role that he's always playing, because that's just his role, right? So I just kind of feel like he steps into that role, and he's starting to step into that role even more now, with the shift, with the character arc that we're seeing with him. Um
Yes.
so yeah, and then also you see it happening between with his dynamic with Rock as well. She's confiding in him more. She
We
told him
saw a
the
bit of
big
that
secret.
last season.
Yeah, that's
Like
true.
when that whole Juliana thing happened, when they
Mm-hmm.
did the whole backdoor thing to her, he
Mm-hmm.
was like, "Well, come on, this means we not working with them anymore. Let's
Mm-hmm.
go. Let's go before we say something we don't
Yeah.
want to say."
Yep.
So yes, he's showing more restraint. He's showing that he could be that patriarch of the family.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. So I definitely like that. And that just kind of also shows that at the end of the day, this is a baby brother. So he's probably not as strong as, I know people always getting on him and this and that. But at the end of the day, like, he's trying to be his own man and find his own way. But when you're like the youngest and stuff like that, I'm pretty sure, I don't know how it feels to be the youngest because I'm the oldest, but I'm pretty sure that you look up to your siblings. You know what I'm saying? Even when you do have your own mind, you look up to them, and you might lean on them for certain things. And with whatever happened with their father and whatever kind of relationship they got with their mom, it seems like Rock and Marvin as well, especially Rock, they kind of became like a parental role in his life. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? So I think that's another reason why he's taking everything so hard as to what the heck is going on and what she put him through, because he put his trust in her. Come to
Right.
find out, he looking at her like she's a freaking monster.
You know?
So, all right, well, we about to get out of here soon, but that's pretty much what I wanted to say about it. I was glad that he honored him and told him that we not, all right, fine, you know what I mean, we're not gonna do it. I hope that that doesn't change. I don't think it'll change. I think he will do it. He's gonna honor him, but that we always got issues, somewhere.
Right.
There's going to be a problem, but most likely the problem is going to come with if the feds start sniffing around because of the Crown situation. Like Shirley said, and this is a theory that I kind of was talking about, I think last week, that when I saw Marvin and Juke and Lulu together, I saw Marvin working with them. I saw them coming together, working together like this with the music side of things. And here it is. He brought him on board to meet up with Shirley and everything. And here it and I talked about how, I could see him being a very playing an intricate role in her what is this, a bar, and then possibly taking it over. And she actually said that she's willing, she doesn't mind for somebody when she's going to take it over. She needs all the help she can get. She want to remodel, do all of that, you know what I'm saying? And then somebody can take it over. She's totally cool with it. So to see that, I'm like, wow, that I didn't expect that to be a conversation that quick. But she said she feel like she got about 2 years left, so she doing what people do. You got to put things in order. But before we move on from her, I kind of feel like she probably had a little something going on with the dad. What you think?
It's possible. That's the way she was talking. Like he was
Yeah.
like,
Yes.
And they was like, our mother didn't feel that way about him.
Mm-hmm. I'm like, girl, did you get a little taste of Elijah, girl?
Mm-hmm.
So this is the last thing I'm going to talk about, because we already talked about the last scene, which was Dean getting deleted. But Howard tells Rock that he's not taking her calls anymore. Kind of talked about that already, and that she has to start figuring things out on her own. I kind of think with this right here is that it's becoming too much for him. Just kind of always cleaning up after them. They're in the life, so it's like, and he's a cop, so it's like, especially with the feds planted right there at the precinct, I think it's really just weighing on his conscience. And I kind of feel like he can't take it anymore. Like, how do I gotta walk around lying every single day? Yeah, I'm good at it, but I can't keep doing this. I feel like that's where it's at right now. What do you think about that, Mooch?
I agree. It's where it's at right now. It's they getting too close. He's trying to protect himself, and y'all keep just making things worse. So look, I gotta cut y'all loose because now I gotta fly solo because y'all is just doing too much, and I'm not getting pulled into this.
Right. Exactly. Not getting pulled in, because it's at the end of the day, it's like it's two different worlds. That this man is a freaking cop. Like, how much
Mm-hmm.
is he gonna continue to cover for y'all? I mean, and you can see he just wants to be a father, but he can't really be a father. Almost that shit practically done sailed, it looked like. Because Kanan don't seem interested. We ain't see Kanan call him not once, nothing. So it is what it is. But anyway, guys, that's pretty much that. That's the take on the episode. Moochie, do you have any final remarks that you would like to make regarding this episode?
Mm. You know what? Juliana make me sick. She make me sick because she really think it's acting like she a queen pin, and she really not.
I know.
I'm like, what the heck?
I felt the same way just looking. I'm like, girl, please go sit down.
You trying to act like you real tough. Meanwhile, you couldn't bust a grape in a fruit fight when your husband was alive.
I know. Seriously. I can't. I'm just over her. I'm so over her. But we're going to see how everything goes and what happens for next week. And It is what it is. I do apologize to my members because I did not give you guys a first reaction because I've been kind of busy, and this is like I watched it like in the wee hours of the morning. I watched the episode and then I went to sleep. Probably watched it like 4 in the morning. And so yeah, I didn't have time to come on and say anything. So I apologize for that. But next week we're gonna continue on doing what we do, the first reaction recap, and then the whole midnight live and all that. So what do you have coming up on your channel, Moochie, before we get out of here?
Okay, if you haven't watched the trailer breakdown, I did do the trailer breakdown for the next episode that is coming up, which is called Brothers and Keepers. So please be sure to check that out. And also, I have my episode of the mini parts of Kanan coming up. So check that out. We also did we got to see a sneak preview of The Color Purple. So check that out. It's a spoiler free review. So please check that out. And next week, Black Cake we're doing. So please be sure to keep y'all notifications on. Holler at your girl. I'm getting all that together. Getting some trivia questions together for the trailer breakdown and everything. You know how we pregame, and that's about it, y'all.
And my son is watching that Black Cake.
Oh
my gosh, he's like into it.
Yes.
I don't know nothing. I don't know what it's about. I know it's about Jamaicans and all, but that's about
that
it.
sounds. You go watch it, and look. I'm trying to get it together for I think I got it set up for Wednesday. I already got it set up already, so
awesome.
Let me know if you want to come through and put your 2 cents in.
Okay.
Because we gonna just be doing an overall review of it. Okay.
Oh, cool. All right, y'all. So thank you so much for being here. Oh,
Thank you for having me.
I'm so sorry. Oh, you're welcome. Thank you. And I'm so sorry that I was not able to engage with you guys. I hate that. I do this for the purpose of being able to engage with y'all, but I can't take the chance because if people start spoiling stuff for me, then I don't know how we gonna move on. I don't know how we gonna move forward with me doing these recaps. I really don't, because I don't play that. Can't stand spoilers. All right. So you guys make sure you have a wonderful and safe night. Enjoy. Merry Christmas if I don't see you. I'm hoping that because I didn't get to do the trivia with my kids last night, we can do that tomorrow for Christmas Eve. So hopefully you guys can join us, okay? Maybe while you're wrapping gifts or something like that, tune into us. It probably will be about 11 o'clock at night or something. Most likely it's going to be late, or maybe it'll be a little earlier. I'm not sure. But tune in. Keep your notification bell turned on so you know when I upload more videos like this one. Until next time, take care. I was gonna say take care of yourself and each other, like Jerry Springer.
What show said that? I forgot.
Jerry Springer.
Take care of yourself and take care of each other too. Bye.
That's not what I was going. I don't know why it was coming out like it's ready. I'm ready
it flowed so well. You should just finish the sentence.
Take care of yourself and each other. But my thing is take care of yourself and be blessed. Okay.